warmer than this cup of coffee? Nothing but the warm hearts of some volunteers at a local pet education organization and the warm heart of a local restaurant owner. Hi, welcome to the show 501c3. I'm your host, Giovanna. Today we'll be speaking with Speak for Animals, a local organization that teaches the community how to take care of their pets. And we'll be speaking with Corey Wilk, the owner of City Range Restaurant, on his community involvement. I'm at the Judson YMCA where I'm going to speak with Susan Bufano, the founder of Speak for Animals, along with the other volunteers of this great organization. I'm going to find out why she founded it, what her mission is, and what personal satisfaction the volunteers gain here. Thank you, Susan, for taking a minute of this hectic, cold day to speak with me. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you. We're thrilled to be here.
Okay, cool. So tell me a little bit about Speak for Animals. Why and when did you found Speak for Animals?
We founded Speak for Animals in 2003.
Oh, that long ago.
2003, and we didn't know what we wanted to do. We knew we wanted to help animals, and we got a phone call about 6 emaciated, chained pit bulls outside. Yeah. And we went to respond to that just to see this craziness that could be happening in Greenville. And we found them. They were walking skeletons, and one of them was actually dead on the end of the chain.
Oh my gosh.
And from there, we decided that we knew what we needed to do, that we needed to help and go out and speak for these animals. And we started with chain dog campaigns, and then we discovered that just going and talking to people about dogs on chains was not quite enough. We also needed to spay and neuter their animals and reduce the numbers of animals, puppies that ended up unwanted.
Okay, so you started with the chain or chainless campaign.
Absolutely.
Is there a law or anything here in Greenville that dogs are not allowed to be on chains? What are the rules?
There is no law in the city of Greenville or Greenville County that says that dogs can't be on chains.
I'm guessing they're pushing
right
that now though.
Yes, they're speaking with City Council now, and we're hoping that something will happen.
Okay. So you're educating these people in the community about why they shouldn't keep their dogs chained, why they should spay and neuter them. What else are you educating the community about?
We educate about also just humane treatment of animals. Not only do we want them to be spayed and neutered, which is our primary focus.
Definitely.
To reduce the number of animals that end up going to shelters.
Yes.
But we also focus on, we give books out to children about just being kind to animals. Because if you're kind to an animal, a defenseless animal, you're also going to, it helps you to become kind to people too.
Okay.
To elderly, to children, to people that, can't help themselves.
So do you always meet, for example, today you're at the Judson YMCA. Do you always meet here? Do you change locations? And how often do you meet?
We meet on the third Saturday of every month at this place, at the Judson Community Center. And people say, well, goodness, you've been there for 3 years. Aren't you ever going to go somewhere else? But it's a very central part of Greenville. We reach out to a lot of people that really need us, that cannot afford to do this without us. And so it's our perfect target audience. And people coming from other places.
So long that they know to come back here. I mean, I was outside earlier and a dog just walked up like, hey, I'm here for my shots. And literally they said, your other volunteers said, oh, her owner will be here in 10 seconds. They're probably right behind her.
Oh, yeah. That's Lady. We spayed her about 6 months ago, and we're working on a fence for her now. And should be finishing that up maybe tomorrow. And so, yeah, but we're concerned not just about the animals, but about the people that have them. There's a lot of, as we all know, there's a lot of economic trouble here. Certainly there's a lot here in the Judson community and surrounding areas. And if we can help them with their animals, it'll make them feel better.
That's great.
They'll be more proud of what they can do for their animals.
Lady, you said you spayed her 6 months ago. How much does it cost for someone to spay or neuter their dog through you guys?
Through us, people that live in Judson, Woodside, Brandon, and Sterling, everything that you've seen us do today is free.
Really? All they have to do is come in and make the appointment?
They come in and make an appointment if they live in this area.
So that's your criteria.
Yeah, they've got to live over here, absolutely.
Wow.
And we, you know, I have to limit the numbers that we can do every month. We can't do everybody that comes in. We depend very, very heavily on grants and individual donations. We get no federal money for this or state money for this.
So if you need help, whether it's financially or volunteers, can they look up your website?
Absolutely.
What is your website?
It's www.speakforanimals.com.
Okay.
They can email me directly at news@speakforanimals.com.
Right.
Now, just so you know, what we're doing today is just part of what Speak for Animals does.
Okay.
We also, for people that don't live in Judson, Brandon, Sterling, or Woodside, we have a discounted program for them.
Okay.
If anybody can prove that they're on any type of government assistance, then we can reduce it to just $25 for a spay or a neuter.
Okay.
And then $10 for shots. If anybody has a pit bull. Now, if they live in this area and they have a pit bull, then it's free.
Yes.
But if they have a pit bull and they live in, you know, if they're interested in using our service, it's just $15.
That's great. That's great. So you guys will do anything. Somebody comes to you, you'll find a way to help them.
We'll find a way. And for folks that are fortunate enough not to be on government assistance, then it's only $70, which is still a tremendous reduction.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you so much. I'm going to go outside and speak with your other volunteers.
Please do. Thanks for being here.
No problem. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sherry, Lisa, thanks for taking a minute out. I know you guys were like swamped earlier.
It was crazy.
Yeah, it was very crazy. And I just thought, oh, well, this is normal. Okay, this is great. Lots of people coming out here. But for you guys got more than you expected today. Is that right?
Right.
Okay. And Lisa, when I first came in here, you had stepped into some stuff. I guess you go into the community too. You don't let people just come here. You go out.
That's correct. We were making checks. We were emptying a lot of frozen dog bowls, iced over.
You go to their houses and do this?
We did, yes, ma'am. We visited 4 houses, and within the 4 houses, there were probably 11 dogs.
And within 4 houses, 11 dogs?
11 dogs. All of them were outside, fenced or chained. They had shelter, but no shavings. So
that
John
means
and I
what,
put
hay or?
Yeah, we put cedar shavings.
I mean, I've got indoor dogs, but
yeah, and we also fed them.
You also fed them?
We fed them and emptied the water, gave them fresh water, left food with the owners too.
Okay, and where do you guys find all this food? I mean, you're going to go broke if you have to supply it yourself. I know you put a lot of your own effort and money and time in this, but where do you get the food to do all of this?
It's a combination of donations from, in some cases, businesses that may have some excess that they can donate.
Okay.
Much of it comes from our donors and our volunteers who have big hearts and offer up to bring some each month, as well as write a lot of checks on behalf of Speak for Animals.
That's great.
And then we are fortunate to be able to receive from time to time grants that allow us to put some of that money into operating capital, although most of the capital goes towards our spay and neuter programs.
So I love how you have a lot of goals here. I mean, you got education. That is, to me, the most important thing. If they were educated, they would do it by themselves,
You can't penalize them because they just don't know better. Some people think that having a dog, and if you have it in a yard, that's good enough.
Okay.
So they just don't know, you know, so that's what we're here for. We're here to make sure that they get educated, that they understand the overpopulation, and that there's no need to breed if we never bred again. There'll not be a shortage of dogs and cats.
No, they won't.
Definitely not a shortage.
No. Okay, so you got to make sure that they're spayed and neutered. You want to make sure that these dogs have food and water. I mean, you guys are your own little patrol out there, a little police force here, going out and making sure they've got food, water, good shelter.
That's right.
Anything else? Any other stories? Anything that you've seen that people would just drop their jaw if they heard? I mean, to me, not having a good shelter is already...
Shelters some, but one of the things that I think is great is Speak for Animals, having come to the Judson neighborhood for so many years, has fostered a lot of relationships with the residents. And so we've had residents that refer other neighbors and recommend and help educate their peers in the community on the services, which is really helping and really what we want to have happen. And secondly, and sadly, we have people in the neighborhood who sometimes come to us and share stories about animals that are being abused. In one circumstance this summer, I recall, were some pit bulls who were being withheld food and water to basically turn them mean. And so through some of the relationships and affiliations Speak for Animals has in the community, we were able to help other agencies intercede and prevent and protect some animals in situations that weren't necessarily corridor spay mania goal, but certainly we're a resource now to the neighborhood.
Have you guys spoken at any elementary, middle schools, high schools, any of those things to speak to the kids?
We do. We have a volunteer, Caroline, who has been amazing going out and speaking to elementary school students, and she also has been a very generous fundraiser in buying materials, books. I think we have some books out here that
Publix donated some training your dog tapes.
Exactly, and today we had a first with a new volunteer who actually works and is a teacher in this neighborhood. So she was excited because she talks to her students about their animals and their lives, and so she came today to get involved in Speak for Animals.
So who better to teach the children about the correct way than a teacher?
Okay, so every volunteer, all of you guys have some great assets to bring to the table. I mean, if one's a teacher, that's great. Another one knows how to build homes, dog homes. Another one's maybe a good grant writer. I mean, you guys are still accepting volunteers, am I right?
Oh, yeah, forever.
We definitely need volunteers. We're, right now we're in a process. The organization continues to grow, and the need, unfortunately, continues to grow. But we're really looking at 2011 or 2011, trying to really get a lot of our foundation in place to make it easier for volunteers to engage with us, whether their specialty is helping us with marketing and communications, whether it's helping, like you said, build dog houses, transport. So we're really working on our processes to make it easier for us to scale in the community, and therefore hopefully appeal to more fundraising and getting more donations from the community and grants.
And what was the website? Speakforanimals.com?
Speakforanimals.com.
And we're on Facebook.
And you're on Facebook.
So like us.
Like us on Facebook. And in fact, most of our videos and photos are on Facebook right now. We're in the process of redoing our website. So don't judge us by the website right now. But check back in a couple months.
That's great. All right. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to speak with me.
Thanks for coming out, Giovanna.
All right, no problem.